Have you ever felt like something is off in your relationship? Like the spark that was once there is slowly fading, and you can't figure out why? Maybe she used to laugh at your jokes, but now she barely listens. Maybe she used to text you first, but now you're the one always reaching out. You feel like you're walking on eggshells, constantly trying to keep things together. But deep down, you know something's changed. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." But what happens when love no longer feels like a privilege, but a burden? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many men ignore the signs until it's too late. But what if you could recognize the red flags early and save yourself from a one-sided relationship? In this video, we're breaking down 5 clear signs that she's losing interest and what you should do about it. Let's dive in. Lesson 1. She always wants control. If a relationship feels like a one-man show, where she makes all the decisions and you just follow along, it's not a partnership. Over time, this can wear you down. You start feeling like your opinions don't matter. You lose confidence. And worst of all, you forget what it's like to be respected. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If you're constantly second-guessing yourself because she's always in control, that's not happiness. That's mental exhaustion. A good relationship should lift you up, not make you feel small. The best way to handle this is to speak up. If something bothers you, say it. A healthy partner will listen and respect your opinion. Setting boundaries is also important. You're not her puppet, and if she doesn't respect your decisions, it's a sign to step back. Most importantly, know your worth. A strong man doesn't beg for respect. He expects it. A woman who truly cares about you won't treat you like a follower. She'll treat you like a partner. Lesson 2. She makes you feel guilty. A relationship should feel like a team, but when she constantly makes you feel guilty, it starts to feel like a battlefield. If every argument ends with you apologizing, even when you've done nothing wrong, something isn't right. Over time, this drains your confidence and makes you question yourself. You start walking on eggshells, afraid that anything you say or do will somehow be wrong. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." But how can you feel free when you're always weighed down by guilt? A good relationship doesn't trap you in a cycle of blame. It allows both people to own up to their mistakes and work through problems together. If she never takes responsibility and always shifts the blame onto you, that's not love, it's manipulation. The best way to handle this is to recognize when guilt is being used as a weapon. If she never admits when she's wrong, pay attention. Stand your ground when you know you're not at fault. You don't need to fight every battle, but you also don't have to accept blame that isn't yours. A strong relationship is built on honesty, not guilt trips. If she truly values you, she won't make you feel like the villain every time something goes wrong. Lesson 3. She is self-centered. A healthy relationship is about give and take, but when she only cares about herself, it starts to feel one-sided. At first, you might not notice it. You ask about her day, listen to her problems, and support her dreams. But over time, you realize she never does the same for you. Your thoughts, feelings, and struggles don't seem to matter. When you talk, she barely listens. Or worse, she turns the conversation back to herself. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." But in a self-centered relationship, that balance is lost. If she's always talking about herself and never takes an interest in you, it's a sign that she doesn't truly value you. Love isn't just about being heard, it's about being understood. The best way to handle this is to observe her actions. Does she ever ask how you're feeling? Does she show interest in your life, your dreams, or your struggles? If not, take a step back and ask yourself if this is the kind of relationship you want. A woman who truly cares won't just expect attention, she'll give it in return. Lesson 4. Frequent criticism. In a healthy relationship, support and encouragement should be the foundation. But when criticism becomes the norm, it starts to wear you down. At first, she might offer constructive feedback, But soon it turns into constant reminders of your flaws. Every small mistake is magnified, and her compliments become rare. You start to question your worth and wonder if she really respects you at all. As the philosopher Aristotle said, "Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet." But patience can only go so far when all you feel is bitterness. If you're constantly being put down, it's not patience. It's a lack of respect. A woman who truly values you will support you, not belittle you. If you're in this situation, it's important to recognize the difference between constructive criticism and constant negative feedback. If she never praises your efforts or makes you feel appreciated, it's time to address it. Tell her how you feel, and if things don't improve, consider whether this relationship is serving you in a healthy way. True love isn't about pointing out flaws, it's about lifting each other up. A strong partner will appreciate you for who you are, not tear you down. Lesson 5. She talks about her exes. One of the hardest signs to notice is when she's still emotionally tied to her past relationships. If she constantly brings up her exes, compares you to them, or mentions how great they were, it can leave you feeling insecure and replaced. You may try to shrug it off, but over time, it erodes your self-esteem. If she's still holding on to her past, it's hard for her to fully commit to the present. As the philosopher Seneca once said, "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master." This applies to relationships as well. If she's still serving the memory of her past relationships, how can she fully be present for the one she has with you? True commitment requires emotional availability, and if she's constantly stuck in the past, it means she hasn't fully invested in the future with you. If you find yourself in this situation, the best approach is to have an open conversation. Let her know how it makes you feel when she compares you to her exes. If she truly cares, she'll respect your feelings and make an effort to move forward. If she continues to dwell on her past, it might be time to reconsider whether she's truly ready to invest in the relationship you both deserve. Real love is about being present, not living in the past. Now we are about the video. Now it is time to change your life. Write down a comment and say that you want to change your life. No matter how difficult it is to change, I will read each of your comment features one of the best comments in our channel. If you want a daily dose of unfiltered motivation, subscribe to our channel.